The red-orange sky of Zhar'Vek III glowed ominously as Captain Elias Kane adjusted the straps of his exosuit. He had faced many alien battlefields, but this one was unlike anything in the archives. Reports of the Zhar'Vek, a venomous alien species with bite strength rivaling the deadliest predators in the galaxy, had drawn interstellar armies from several systems. Yet here he was, alone with a small detachment, the planet's atmosphere buzzing with tension and toxic spores. The Zhar'Vek were terrifying, lithe, serpentine bodies coated in shimmering scales, claws sharp enough to pierce titanium, and fangs dripping of venom that had killed entire squads of elite alien soldiers. But Elias had a mission. His orders were simple: secure the containment module housing the last unclassified alien specimen, known only as Lyra. Lyra's capture had been the subject of galactic legend. An unassuming alien girl, she had been the last of a rogue Zhar'Vek group that refused to assimilate into the planetary hive mind. Reports indicated that her bite could lethally inject a neurotoxin potent enough to dissolve the brain of any adult Zhar'Vek in seconds. The fear across the Interstellar Military Council was palpable. Her very existence made her both invaluable and dangerous. Elias entered the containment zone, his boots crunching over jagged obsidian rocks. The lab was eerily silent, the only sound coming from the faint hum of the containment field. And then he saw her, Lyra. She was smaller than expected, barely taller than a human teen, her emerald eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. Her fangs, even in repose, were long and gleaming. Her tail swayed lazily, and the spines along her back bristled. She wasn't just dangerous, she was calculating, almost aware of the danger she exuded. "Human," she hissed, her voice a soft but sharp rasp. "You should not be here." "I've been told that before," Elias replied, keeping his voice steady. "But you're coming with me. Command says you're too valuable to leave here." Lyra's eyes narrowed. She bared her fangs just enough for him to see them glint under the dim lights. "Command? You dare command me?" For a moment, he felt the panic rise in his chest, the instinctive fear that had kept his predecessors alive. But Elias had trained for this. Years of combat, years of facing creatures that could end him in an instant. He held his ground. Lyra shifted closer, her claws clicking against the metal floor. "One bite, human, and your mind will belong to me forever. Do you understand?" Elias' hand rested on the hilt of his plasma blade. He had heard the stories, the tales of soldiers who underestimated her bite, of brains dissolved mid-combat, of screams echoing through the containment cells as bodies convulsed. But there was something in Lyra's gaze, a flicker of curiosity rather than malice, that made him hesitate. "I understand," he said, "but I also understand courage. And I have more of it than you might expect." Lyra's tail lashed. Her mouth opened wider, venom dripping from her fangs like liquid emerald. She lunged. Time slowed. Elias sidestepped, his reflexes honed to a razor edge. She snapped at him again, fangs grazing his shoulder armor. Sparks flew where her teeth met the exosuit's plasma shielding. Every human before him had panicked, reacted, or tried to strike back without thinking. Elias did none of that. Instead, he studied her movements, noting the rhythm in her lunges and the pauses between bites. Lyra, the unstoppable predator, had been trained to kill, yet she seemed almost hesitant. "You are different," she hissed between lunges. "Why do you not fear me?" Elias crouched, his movements fluid and unbroken. "Because fear is a choice," he replied, "and I choose to survive. But I also choose to understand you." Lyra froze, her body coiled like a spring. No other human had ever spoken to her that way. She tilted her head, a gesture more curious than hostile. Understand me? Yes, Elias said. I know your bite is deadly. I know you could kill me in seconds. But I also know that strength is not just in your fangs. It's in your mind, your choices, and the loyalty you can inspire. Her eyes widened ever so slightly. No human has ever spoken to me without trembling. Then it's time you see a human who does not, he said. Lyra lunged again, faster this time, and Elias let her bite connect, not on his flesh, but on the reinforced gauntlet of his hand. Her venom hissed against the alloy, dissolving nothing. She recoiled in surprise, her eyes widening as she realized she had bitten a human, and he didn't flinch. You survive, she breathed, almost in disbelief. I told you. Courage, understanding, and preparation, Elias replied. I've read every report on your venom, and I've adapted. Lyra took a step back, her body trembling, not with rage, but something else. Confusion, curiosity, perhaps even admiration. For the first time, she considered the human not as prey, but as an equal. You are not afraid, she whispered. Not like the others. No, Elias said, because I see you. Not the monster, not the weapon. I see you. Something shifted. Her tail relaxed, the spines along her back lowering. She approached him, carefully, deliberately, as if testing his intentions. She brushed against his gauntlet, sniffed the air, and then, without warning, she spoke again. I will come with you, she said. Not because I am captured, but because I choose to. Elias extended a hand. Then let's go. Together. As they exited the containment zone, Lyra stayed close, her body alert but unthreatening. Every human before him had feared her bite. Every alien soldier had tried and failed to control her. Yet Elias had achieved the impossible. He had faced a creature designed to kill him and emerged not just alive, but respected. In the shuttle bay, the crew stared, mouths agape. They had heard the legends of Lyra's lethal bite. They had expected to find a trail of corpses or a dead human. Instead, Elias stood with her calmly, her head tilted in quiet curiosity, eyes meeting his with something almost like gratitude. Captain Kane, the pilot stammered. How? Elias smiled, sheathing his plasma blade. She's dangerous, yes. But so is fear. And courage, well, courage can survive even the deadliest bite. Lyra tilted her head, a ghost of a smile crossing her alien features. Perhaps humans are not so weak after all. Elias chuckled. Perhaps not. And perhaps you'll teach the galaxy a new lesson about what it means to survive and to trust. As the shuttle lifted off Zhar'Vek III, the red-orange sky fading into the cold expanse of space, Elias and Lyra sat side by side. The galaxy had whispered her legend for centuries, but now, the story would change. The legend of the Zhar'Vek girl who could kill any alien, and the human who survived her bite. For the first time, Lyra's bite no longer defined her. Her choices did. And in the company of a human who saw beyond the venom and the fangs, she had found something more dangerous and more powerful than fear, trust. Elias knew the galaxy would never forget this day. Not the humans, not the aliens, and certainly not Lyra. Because sometimes the deadliest creatures could be tamed, not through weapons, not through force, but through understanding and the courage to face the impossible.